You are the designated healer in your circle. When a friend or family member hits a crisis, you are the first person they call, and you spend hours absorbing the stress and drama of their situation. These encounters follow a predictable pattern. They leave the conversation feeling lighter, but you are left with a physical sense of heaviness, an exhaustion that sleep doesn't seem to fix. You likely view this as a badge of honor, to be the strong one, the loyal listener, and the empathetic pillar for those you love is presented as a high virtue. However, the toll it takes on your well-being suggests that this dynamic operates on a much darker psychological frequency. Carl Jung, a pioneer of depth psychology, argued that constantly absorbing the emotional chaos of others is not a form of healing. This behavior functions as emotional submission. It is a sophisticated way of abandoning your own needs to manage the internal states of others. Every time you step into this role, you aren't just helping someone else. You are systematically depleting your own vital energy. You have mistaken the destruction of your own peace for an act of empathy. This role usually begins in childhood. You may have grown up in an environment where your worth was tied to your usefulness. To avoid conflict or earn love, you learn to become a manager of other people's emotions. Over time, this becomes what Jung called the persona, the mask of the eternal savior. It's a protective layer you wear to ensure you are always seen as the helpful one. This diagram shows the cost of maintaining that mask. The central node represents your psyche, and the barrier is your persona. Every time you say yes to a drama that your soul wants to reject, you are giving away a piece of your vital energy. This constant, invisible leakage explains the profound emptiness you feel at the end of the day. When you prioritize someone else's emotional comfort over your own internal truth, you enter a transaction that eventually bankrupts your psyche. Look closely at the people who constantly dump their chaos onto you. They rarely want solutions or advice. Their goal is something else entirely. This diagram illustrates psychological projection. These individuals have a shadow, unresolved traumas, and internal noise that they refuse to face. To escape it, they project that chaos onto a receptive, blank canvas. Because you are always emotionally available, you become that canvas, an emotional trash can. They offload their panic onto you so they don't have to deal with their own minds. By constantly absorbing their emotional chaos, you are essentially enabling their refusal to grow, while simultaneously draining your own strength. To reclaim your energy, you must adopt a new posture, internal authority. This requires using the tool of strategic silence. The next time someone tries to dump their anxiety on you, do not offer a fix. Do not absorb their panic. Offer them only a calm, observing presence and absolute silence. Silence acts as a mirror. When you refuse to react, your presence forces them to hear their own voice and confront the internal noise they were trying to escape. Real integrity is not carrying everyone else's burden. It is having the courage to let them carry their own. This shift will disrupt your social circle. People who are used to using you as an emotional outlet will likely panic. They may call you selfish or cold because you are no longer playing the role they assigned to you. You will likely lose relationships. But it's important to realize you are only losing those who valued your submission rather than your true self. This leads to what Jung considered a necessary solitude, a space where you rebuild your identity away from the noise of others, rooted entirely in your own center. Psychological strength comes from realizing that your psychic energy is not for public consumption. Stop abandoning yourself to manage the lives of others. If you are ready to protect your own energy, state it clearly. Type, "I choose to protect my energy" in the comments to mark this change.